So as you guys know, we have been in Mexico now for 4 months. And it's been absolutely amazing. I feel like it's been like really eye-opening, and it was kind of always our van life dream, we say. When we were building the van, we always imagined ourselves down here in Mexico, and I think it lived up to its standards. I think in the past like couple of weeks, we've been just like talking a lot about van life and our experience with it. And this is by far the most like underrated part of van life that we wanted to talk about today.
When we started our van life journey in Canada, we had no friends, basically. We would try to find other van lifers. We would wave at other people in vans. We met one guy at one point, but we never ended up really becoming that close.
We didn't become close at all. We met one guy one time down at the river, or sorry, down at the lake. And we both just were like, oh yeah, like we live in our van. And he was like, oh, I live in my van. And then we just like never talked again.
Looking at other van life Instagram pages or YouTube channels, it seemed like everybody kind of had some kind of a friend group. For the first year or so, we just didn't really know anybody. There just wasn't very many people doing it in Canada, or at least nobody that we had connected with.
I feel like it's like weird to talk about that time now, because over the past year, and especially this past winter in Mexico, that has all changed so much. We have met so many people, and you know, last year we traveled throughout the US, and that was a big difference for us because, yeah, like you said, like in Canada, there wasn't really as many van lifers. It's less of a thing. And when we went down to the US last year, we went down to Arizona and in the winter, and that's like where all the van lifers was out in the desert. So we met community there, and our minds were completely blown because it was just amazing and so different than anything that we had experienced. But this year down in Mexico throughout the winter, our sense of community has just skyrocketed.
Movie. I don't know if it's gonna be easier with it wet actually, because it's gonna curl, but that's the thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got them a green
natural
elixir originally, so it was like a green one with like spinach and stuff. But
The
it was
celery
too much
was
celery
way
flavor.
too strong.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Shaping up. I think I'm gonna take like a razor and give myself like some more. It's gonna like layer down a little bit right there.
Yeah. We literally can't leave the house. It feels like we live in a small town sometimes. Like, we can't go out to the grocery store or whatever without running into people that we know. But the difference of living in like a small town with maybe a whole bunch of people you went to high school with versus living in a van down in Mexico is that with all of these people, we have like one thing in common, and that thing in common is that we all wanted to live alternatively in somewhere or the
So we
other.
got these Dickies in Mexico City for like 15 bucks, I think. Super stoked for them. Only problem is they were size 34, and I thought they looked a little small, and then when we got back to the apartment, I tried them on, and they were fucking way too tight on me.
And so I was like, that's okay, so you can still buy them, because then I can just cut each side and make them a little bit bigger. Like, I have enough skills
To do it.
to make them fit you, because they're really
Living
nice
in
and
a
cool.
van life community like we do, we all kind of help each other out in some way or another, whether that be cooking a meal for your friend, people helping out with our YouTube videos, for example. We get to take people's dogs for a walk and hang out with their pets and babysit.
Okay, bye.
Hey, no. Monique and Zane were trying to do a little bit of work at Mucho Bueno there. Dagger, after playing with Oso for, after playing with Oso and getting all riled up, was still a little bit riled up, so we've decided we're gonna take him for a bit of a walk and hopefully burn off some of this energy. Also, we really love Dagger, and I'd like to think he loves us too, so this is kind of a treat for us.
I joke that we're Dagger's aunt and uncle because he always comes into our van. If you've watched our other videos, you would know that he just jumps into our van, comes onto our bed, and we love this dog so much. Yeah, it's really great. I mean, we try to highlight it on our channel, and I mean throughout our channels, the different ways that people make money to do van life. And I find that no one's a better like customer to van lifers than van lifers themselves. Like, yeah, people will like sew out of their van, do art. I mean, our friends Eamon and Beck even just opened a dog shelter. Our friends Eamon and Beck and Nick and Sabrina, and Alex, down here in Mexico, and it was like crazy seeing the community come together. And yeah, and like even our friends Cam and Ty, who started doing tattoos for people on the beach, then Cam designed the logo for Cerritos Beach Dogs, and a whole bunch of van lifers went out to go like paint the shipping container. And yeah, just like everyone coming together has been truly amazing to be a part of and witness.
So our friends Nick and Sabrina and Eamon and Beck have recently opened up this container behind me, Cerritos Beach Dogs, where they're going to be selling coffee and taking care of beach dogs down here in Cerritos and putting them up for adoption after making sure that they have all their checkups, go to the vet and all of that. It just recently started, so they're actually pouring a pad on the other side, like a concrete pad, so that they have a place for the puppies to be. So we just took a little walk so that I could do a little bit of skateboarding, and we were gonna walk down to the container, which we thought was way further down, but it's actually like right next to where I was skating. So didn't have to walk that far, but it's really cool to see our friends put all this stuff together, and we're really proud of them. So with any purchases of these awesome t-shirts with Cam's art on them, all of the donations go to dog food, blankets, the shelter construction, vaccinations, any medical bills. So they all go directly back into the dogs and the dogs' well-being. So any purchase of any of these shirts is money very well spent. One of the biggest issues that we hear about in our comment section or from friends or friends of friends is that people are afraid to make the leap into van life. And one of the biggest problems with that is that people are afraid to leave their community. They're afraid to leave their friends back home. But the thing about our community and the van life community is that it's always changing and always growing. Wherever you go, the van life community is kind of always gonna be there, like no matter where you are.
You know, like when we say like, oh, we didn't have friends, like we have tons of friends back home. We have a huge community and like really, really great family back home. But like, I think that for the first time, you know, we're always the van lifers in our community back home. We're the van lifers, like we're the people who live in their van and whatever. And like down here, it's not like that. We are just ourselves, and everyone else is themselves, and they all just live in their van, and that's just a small part of their story, right? We've really gotten to know some people on a really deep and intimate level, and now we're leaving. It's sad. And as much as like we're looking forward to the next chapter, I think that this one is particularly different because, yeah, like I said earlier, van life in Mexico was always our dream, and the community blew our expectations out of the water. And I feel like we're fully like in it now. Like as soon as we were fully in it, we're taking off. But that's the thing about traveling, it's never goodbye, you know? It's never a true goodbye. It's usually a see you later. And hopefully a lot of the people that we met down here this winter, we will be able to find somewhere else in another corner of the world.
So if you have been following along on our journey down here in Mexico, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate that. And all of that being said, because this adventure is coming to an end, just means that it opens the door for another adventure that we're gonna have in the very near future. So please follow along for that. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Okay, bye.